Todd's Video Diary, take 3. Hi everyone. Okay, guess where I am? Guess. I'm in LA in a hotel room. Okay, don't freak out and don't act surprised because I tweeted it like 2 minutes ago. Okay, last week my parents come into my room and they're like, Todd, and I'm like, yes. And they're like, Todd, and I'm like, yes. And they're like, Todd, and I'm like, what? And they're like, you need to go to school. And I'm like, duh, I already go to school. And anyway, Justin Bieber doesn't even go to school, so why do I have to go to 2? And they're like, no, you need to go to gay conversion school. And I'm like, why? And they're like, because you're going to burn in hell. And I was like, well, what makes you think that I'm gay anyway? And just at that moment, my life-size decoupage poster that I made in Year 5 art class of Kylie Minogue falls down on my head. So it's kind of obvious. And anyway, I was like, well, what am I going to wear to this gay conversion school? And they're like, I don't care. We're leaving now. And so I only had time to put on my Romance Was Born crop top, my vintage Gaultier bolero jacket, my Chanel jodhpurs that are afraid of the edges, my grandpa's World War II boots with gold laces, some face shimmer and some lip plumper. I felt so naked. And anyway, they take me to church. And so I go into this room. And there's all these really hot guys sitting around in a circle. And Father James is there, and he's like, introduce yourself. And I'm like, hi, I'm Todd. And then he was like, why are you here? And I'm like, well, because my parents are extremist, left, right, whatever, wing, bigot bastard, homophobic bastards, and said that I'm going to burn in hell. And they're like, well, he was like, what are you thinking about now? And I was like, really? And he's like, yes. And I'm like, really? And he's like, yes. And I was like, okay, I'm thinking about that guy in the red shirt and how I'd like to put his dick in my mouth. And he's like, why? And I'm like, because it feels good. And he's like, well, what does it look like? And I'm like, what does what look like? And he's like, his dick. And I'm like, I don't know, a muscle? And he's like, well, describe it. And I'm like, I don't know, a big muscle with veins and like a pointy end. I don't know if it's cut or uncut, you know, I'd have to see it. And he's like, well, how big is it? And I'm like, I don't know, I'd have to see it. And he's like, well, is this as big as my hand? Is this as big as my arm? And I'm like, no, I don't think it's as big as your arm. But, you know, I don't know, I'd have to see it. And he's like, well, go take a look. And I'm like, okay, I will. So I take off his pants. And then I turn around, and Father James is convulsing on the floor, and he gets rushed to hospital. And, like, apparently, now I failed, and I'm a gay conversion school dropout. And my parents are like, well, I don't want a dirty cock-sucking, Nancy-pantsy bum-eater as a son who can't give us grandchildren. So they kicked me out. And so I was like, anyway, you know, when you thought I was praying, I was thinking of fucking Jesus. And so 2 seconds later, I tweet, OMG, I'm a homeless homo. And then Lady Gaga replies to me, and she's like, gives me a one-way ticket to LA, and now, here I am, and I'm going to design costumes for a new world tour. Can you believe it? It's amazing. Oh, look, big shout out to everyone. And, oh, sorry, Kevin, when you said that you had the clap, I thought it was a new iPhone app. Sorry. Look, I miss you all. Bye. Speak soon.